Today we're going to be talking about resilience and how we've been through it, and we interviewed a couple of people to see what their story was on this
the
project.
resilience story. So it's basically explaining how they have overcome a hard time in their life and how they learned from it and what they did in the process and how it inspired people. Okay, so we interviewed 3 people. We interviewed Miss Weber, Deputy Kilby, and then we also interviewed Jack from Young Life. They shared very great stories I would like for you guys to hear.
Can you tell me like a story that you have like experienced that was really difficult for you to go through?
My mom passing away.
How do you think that like affected you as a person?
Well, it affected me as a person because I was young and I felt like that shouldn't have happened to me at a young age. And so I felt that life was not fair to me, and I was jealous and upset that, other people have their moms still in their life and I don't.
How old were you?
24.
Was it like just sudden, or was it kind of
No, it was like a 10-year decline in her health. She had a surgery that went wrong and basically slowly died over 10 years, turning into a vegetable.
Were there like people there for you to like help you through that?
I would say friends more than family,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that's where I learned that who your true friends are,
Yeah.
and that, just because they're blood and just because they're family, that doesn't mean that they're there for you.
Do you tell that story to a lot of people, or just keep it to yourself?
I think it kind of depends. I have found that like school setting, I can share that story with kids who have also went through difficult times with losing family members and things, so it helps me build that bridge and connect to them.
How have you like learned from that? Like, what in your mind has changed?
I think like being close to like my own kids now is like way more important. Valuing like my kids now.
Do you think that it made you like a lot stronger, or like a lot different, or just like a little bit?
I think I have my moments where
Like your ups and downs.
yeah, I have ups and downs with it.
And then is it still like a strong effect on you now today?
I think so.
Okay, Jack, what is one of the hardest things that you've been through?
The hardest thing that I've ever been through, as of recently, was the birth of our son, Jude. Margot labored for 51 hours for him.
51 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my.
It was 3 straight days of just like being in the hospital and nothing was happening. And it was just like we kept having like these glimmers of hope, and then he just wasn't moving. And so it was really hard because I was kind of completely useless during the entire thing.
Yeah.
But then also just seeing her struggle so much, it was just a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucked.
How did you try to help her in a way?
The biggest thing was through prayer. We prayed a lot throughout the process, and then also just continuing to just be there for her. She had everything that she needed, but also just realizing like that part of following Jesus is when he commands us to do hard things, we do them, and realizing that like though it's hard and it seems very, very like hopeless in the moment, it's the life that we're called to. And so like at the end of that, like there is true happiness.
How do you think Margot felt about how you responded to all that?
She'd probably say I did a pretty good job. I mean, it was our first time doing any of that. She has told me that I did a good job of supporting her, so
That's good.
and we want to have a bunch more. So I'd say it was pretty all right.
How do you think you can learn from that moment for the next time that you, like when you have your second kid?
Bring more clothes. That's really practical, but I thought we were just going to be there for a little bit.
Yeah.
We were there for a while.
Do you think it's going to be like the same process, or do you think it'll be better now that
Hopefully
she's
not.
already had it?
Hopefully, like, it would not be another long one.
Yeah.
But if it is, just knowing that, like, it's so worth it just to, like, meet him or her at the very end.
Yeah.
Like, I think just, there were a lot of moments where I felt, like, just super hopeless. And so realizing, like, there is, like, an end goal to this, and, like, it is worth, like, going through.
If someone were to ask you what to do with their first baby, like what would you respond?
To completely throw out any piece of advice that they've gotten already, just because everyone tells their experience like you're gonna have it, and everybody like acts like they know everything, and then you get in it and you're like, great, none of the advice I've gotten has prepared me for
totally
this.
different. It's
Just
a
completely
whole
different
different experience. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say just like be prepared to just not know anything at all. And, like, just throw everything that everyone has said out the window.
Make it up on the spot.
Yeah, definitely winging a lot of it. Nobody knows what's going on.
How do you think that they would be like inspired by it, or like what do you think that they could take away from it?
I would hope that they would take away that, like, when Jesus commands us to do certain things or tells us that doing certain things will bring us full joy. Like Psalm 127, he says, children are a blessing from the Lord. Like arrows in a quiver are the children of one's youth.
Yeah.
And so looking at that, I should read that, and then according to Psalm 16, if he is the path of life, then what he says is not only right, but it's good for me.
Something difficult that you went through and then like you learned from it or got over it, or you're still processing it, but like you've learned from it.
I was 11. I was messing around with a piece of farm equipment, which I probably shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
And I operated it in the wrong way. It flung back and hit me. Broke my nose and it put a gash right there. Can you see the scar?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to have stitches, and after that, I ended up having to have surgery on my nose. All my friends at school called me Scarecrow. I learned a big lesson not to mess around with stuff that I probably shouldn't be messing around with.
What are some like takeaways that like if someone came up to you and was asking for advice, like what would you tell them?
Things that you do on your own versus things that you do by yourself, you know, because sometimes when we're all alone, sometimes we can get into situations that can be dangerous or whatever. And thankfully, I think I might have been out for a little bit when I woke up and started to walk. I didn't even know what happened until blood started coming down on my hands.
And all of these people learn something new and learn from their mistakes that they made in the past or that have just happened, and they learn to grow from them rather than just dwell on them and be stuck in the past the whole time. That's just what it means to be resilient.
So we did 2 information pieces and about resilience and how they had resilience, and we're doing Frank Ocean and Bob Ross, and here they are.
So here's our research on Frank Ocean. So he showed resilience by making music and expressing himself. Even after all of the things that he's been through, his younger brother had died in a car accident, like during COVID, like during 2020, which was very difficult for him. Say hi, Zana. Even with all the grief and like the pressure from all of the fame from his music, he kept making more music that connected with people, and his music shows a lot of emotion and feeling in it.
And then Bob Ross showed resilience through many hardships, becoming famous. He served in the military for years, and later he lost his wife to cancer, which that shows a lot of like hardship, like that's tragic. Despite those hard times, he stayed calm, calm and positive and encouraging, using painting to help others relax and be hopeful.
Both Frank Ocean and Bob Ross are both examples of resilience, considering that they went through painful situations, but then they also, even though they went through painful situations, they still continued with their talents to inspire and help other people not give up.
And so I think that with painting and with creating music, those are both ways of art that contribute to coping mechanisms. And, you know, everyone is different. Different people have different coping mechanisms. And for Frank Ocean, it was music. And for Bob Ross, it was painting. So thank you guys for watching.
Bye!
Bye. Bye.